Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to resume our online teaching learning process. So I welcome class 12th mathematics students on the topic elementary operation on a matrix. Elementary operation on a matrix. Okay. So there are few operations we will be coming to know how to interchange the rows and columns and how to equimultiplications can be added or subtracted. See, number one is the interchange of two rows or columns of any matrix is allowed for elementary operations. Okay, the symbolically Ri can be interchanged with Rj or Ci, matlab column. C stands for column. Ci can be interchanged with Cj. I and j suffixed with any row or any column. Okay, say for example, here is a matrix 2, 3, minus 1 and 0. So if I want to change row 1 and row 2 be interchanged, symbolically interchanged, you can see. This is interchanging. Okay. Row 1 is changed with row 2 and row 2 is changed with row 1. So what we will be getting? The row 1 will change to row 2. Row 2 will change to row 1. So you will obtain minus 1, 0 and 2 and 3. Similarly, for the same example, if we want to change column and column 2, be interchanged. This is the symbol for interchanging. Column 1 and column 2 be interchanged. This is column 1 and this is column 2. I want to interchange them. So what I will be getting? Yes, 0, 3 and here minus 1 and 2. So what I mean to say, column 1 became column 2, column 2 became column 1. This is what the operations, first operations, you can do that whenever it is required. It's number wise one, but it is not that you have to do this first operation at the first only. Okay, this is an operation which is allowed for elementary operations. Now coming to 2. Second operation is the multiplication of the elements of any row or column by a non-zero real number. The multiplication of the elements of any row or column by a non-zero real number. Symbolically, Ri or any row 1 or row 2 or whatever it is, Ri can be obtained by Kr1I, Ci can be changed into Ci or Cj, whatever it is. Say for example, row 1 can be changed into 2 row 1, C2 can be changed into 3 C1, C2. So this is the way of changing. Row 1 and row 2, row 1 is changed with K row 1, column 2 suppose, column 2 will be changed with K column 2. K can be any constant, any number. For example, same example let us take 2, 3, minus 1 and 0. Okay, now I want to change the row 2 will be changed by 2 row 2. 2 row 2. So row 1 is not changing. Row 2 will change to 2 row 2. Row 1 is not changing. So I will write 2, 3. It's 2, 3. And row 2 is changing since twice of row 2. So I will write here minus, yes, twice of row 2. Row 2 is changing to twice of row 2. Minus 2. 2 से multiply करके लिखना है. And this is 0. 2 into 0 is 0. Similarly, same in the same matrix, if I want to operate, suppose column wise, column 1 is changed to 5 column 1. So is this the column 1? Yes, this will be the column 1. And this is column 2. Okay. Column 1 is changed by 5 multiplied by column 1. 5 multiplied by column 1. So what I will be getting here? Column 1 is changed by 5 multiplied by 5. So tell me, this will be of course 10 and this will be minus 5. Column 2 is not changing, so we will write same thing. Okay. The third process which is allowed for elementary operations is add or subtract by multiplying by a constant to the elements of any row or any column. Okay, say for example, the same matrix I have taken 2, 3, minus 1 and 0. So I want to obtain row 1, okay, I want to obtain row 1 by operating row 1 plus twice of row 2. Row 1 plus twice of row 2. Row 1 तो है, row 1 का पहला एलिमेंट है 2. I will be adding with twice row 2. इसको twice से multiply करना. Multiply this by 2. Row 1 is added with multiplication by 2, this one. So 2 minus 2. This I will be getting 0. Since row 1 is obtained by row 1 plus twice row 2. Row 1, that is 3, plus twice into 0. 3 plus 2 into 0, that will be 3 only. And row 2 is not changing, only row 1 is operated. So row 2 as it was earlier, same thing you write, minus 1 and 0. Suppose in this case, I want to change column 1 by twice of column 2 minus column 1. Column 1 is changing, dear students. Column 1 is changing. This is the original matrix. Column 1 will change. Column 1 will change. Column 1 how will change? Twice of column 2 minus column 1. Twice of column 2 minus column 1. So twice of column 2 is here, first element you see, twice of 3 is 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2, that I will get here 4. That I will get here 4. And column 1 is changing. Twice of column 2 minus column. Twice of column 2, 2 multiplied by 0, minus column 1. 2 multiplied 0 minus of minus 1. That I will get 1. Minus of minus 1 will be 1. So this is being changed. Now column 2 is not changing. Column 1 only operated, twice of column 2 minus column 1. So I will be writing column 2 and from the original matrix, that is 3 and 0. These are the operations, dear students. You need to find the inverse of a matrix by elementary operations. So elementary operations, if you can see, the number 1, you are allowed to change row or any column, interchange, and then you can do this. Row 1 is multiplied by any constant number, row 1, row 2, or column 1, column 2, or column 3, whatever. And then this operation is also allowed. Row 1 has to be obtained by row 1 with multiplication of elements of any other row, or subtraction in case. One column can be obtained by multiplication of this and by operation of column 2 or column 1, any operations you